Hello and welcome to the Tower Defense Games tutorial series here on HyperCube Games. Today we're going to be working on doing a few things here in episode number 9. Alright, so yeah, it is the second to last episode of the series. There are 10 episodes in the series altogether. And yeah, so today we're going to be working on making the player money. Money for the actual player, for cost, spending money on turrets, making turrets, upgrading the turrets cost money and stuff, and all that. And then we're going to add some health, so that when the actual cube hits the end of the actual path, it decreases your health by a slight bit. And yeah, that's all we're doing today, for the second to last episode. And if we can fit it, if we can crunch it, maybe I can add in some editing of the shooter to make the colors change for depending on level, because I did not do that in the last episode as promised. Alright, so to get ourselves started, we're going to be making a new script in the manager object here, and that is going to be our player money. Alright, so this player money script will hold the amount of money you have and basically how it interacts with everything. Alright, so here we are in the script. Let's make a new variable. Let's call it money. And now there's no real amount of money that you actually have, but either way, it's still working. It's not really a currency like gold or anything like that. You can make it what you want, but I'm going to call it money. It's just any old number. Alright, so money is going to be an integer in this case. And in the beginning of the game, your money is going to be equal to, let's make it 250. Let's make the money equal to 250 at the beginning of the game. So that's pretty much it. That's all we really need for this script. We're just making sure that money starts off at 250 and establishing the variable, because we're not going to actually be modifying anything within the script. We just need something that accesses money here. And maybe we can do things with money is equal to 0 and stuff like that. But for now, we don't really need to do anything within this player money script, because all the other scripts are actually going to be working with it. And that's why we made the actual money variable static. I didn't actually say this, but we are going to make that variable static. Alright, so here we are in the turret level script. We're going to get started working on making the player money actually usable, and make it so that it actually works within all of our scripts and interacts with them. So first of all, we're going to start with this script. We're going to make a whole new variable. This variable is going to be called a level up cost, and let's do that. It's going to be a type integer, and let's go ahead and get that done. So we're going to go over here in our if statement here, and we're going to be adding a whole new thing that tests whether or not our current money of the player, which is player money dot money, and as long as it's greater than or equal to the level up cost, then level up by 1. But before we do any of that, let's go ahead and make it so that it actually subtracts the amount of money we set up. So player money dot money is going to be subtracted of the level up cost, and then after it's subtracted, let's go ahead and increase the level up cost by 50. The reason we're doing this is so that each level costs a certain amount each time, 50 more each time than the last level, so that each level doesn't cost the exact same amount of money, which would be a bit unbalanced, and it would be a bit annoying because each level costs the same amount, not making each level a fair increase. So, and in the start function, we're also going to make it so that level up cost is equal to 50 at the beginning of the game. Alright, so there we go. That is the turret level set up beautifully there, and that is set up there. So let's go into our scripts, and let's open up that placement script that we have not actually visited in quite a while. And here we're actually going to be working with player money as well. So when we place a turret, it costs a certain amount of money as well. So let's go here and add a whole new thing. We're just going to be testing whether or not our player money dot money is greater than or equal to our $250 spending amount for a turret, which is quite a lot. It's basically all the money you get to start off with. So player money dot money, as long as it's greater than or equal to 250, and on top of all the rest of the testing, we're also going to make it. So that you can do this, but before you actually do, we're going to subtract the amount of money you need to actually do this. So player money dot money is subtracted of 250 when this all spawns in. So there we go. that is working right there. I think we have that completely set up. Let's go ahead and go into the manager. I'm going to disable the wave spawn script real quick so that I can actually test this out. So let's click on the turret over here in the hierarchy, and if we click on here and we press U, you see we can still level up one more time as well, but we can't level up anymore. I'm currently pressing U, and it is not leveling up. Now the reason why is because we don't have enough money to do so. Because we have $250, we just spent $50 for the first level and $100 for the second, but we no longer have enough money. We only have $100 left, but not $150 to upgrade it to the 4th level. So there we go. It's quite simple like that. Now, why isn't the buying cost enough here? Now, the reason why is because basically we can't afford spawning in a turret. Now, you can see here we don't have enough money to buy a turret, so if we go here and we press T on any one of these cubes here, you can see that no turret is spawning. It's because we don't have enough money for it. So there we go. So now what I actually want to do is not make it so at the beginning of the level there is a turret already there. Let's go ahead and turn that off real quick. Alright, so let's go ahead and spawn in our turret. So if we click over here and press T, you'll see that our turret does spawn, but we no longer have any money. So if we click on a turret over here in the hierarchy and we press U, you'll see no upgrades can happen because we don't even have the $50 to upgrade it to the next level, because the turret basically took all of our money. So there we go. That is a cost beautifully set up and nicely made to work. Now, I know you can't really see the money as an actual number because it's set to be a static variable, and you cannot see static variables in the inspector. But we will be able to display that in the next episode. So let's turn on the wave spawn once again, just so we can have it on, not because we're going to be working on it. Well, actually, yeah, we are, because we're going to be working on the player health. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's make a whole new variable in the manager, and we're going to be calling it player health. So let's go ahead and do that. Click on create and add, and let's open it up. So here we are. What we're actually going to be doing is starting off by making two variables. Or not two variables, just one variable, which is going to be our current health, current HP, which is going to be of type float. Now we don't need a max HP because we're always going to have that be exactly the same thing throughout the entire game, and we don't really need that to change at all, so it's always going to be current HP is always going to equal to 50. That's how many actual health points we're going to actually have for the actual game, for the player in this game. So here we are, we have this script set up. Let's make sure that our current HP is actually static in our case here, so we can actually access it through other scripts. Alright, so now that we have set up the player health script, let's go ahead and open up our waypoint script in our scripts folder here. We'll go ahead and open up the waypoint script. We're going to add something new here. We're going to test whether or not we've hit the final waypoint, and then at that point decrease our health bar, or our health, the amount of health we actually have. So we're going to test whether or not our current position, not our current position, but the enemy's position, is equal to waypoints, and this specific waypoint is the amount of waypoints, the length of it, minus 1. Since the index starts at 0, and it ends with the certain amount, if we got the certain size and subtract it by 1, we get the exact place that we need to go to get the final the final waypoint in our waypoints. So this is beautiful to find that final waypoint. So as if our transfer position equals to waypoint dot length minus 1 dot over here dot transform dot position, at that point we go ahead and go into our player health dot cur HP and subtract it by 5. And there we go. And also, before we actually subtract the current HP, we wanted to destroy our, destroy the cube when it gets there, so that it doesn't just linger around after it's already taken our health away. So now that that's set up, let's go ahead and go back into enemy health, this script, so that we can add something else. So we can actually make it so that we gain money upon killing an enemy. So let's go ahead, after the current HP is less than or equal to 0, we're going to go ahead and go into player money.money and add 10 every single time we kill an enemy. Alright, so we have finally set that all up. The entire thing is completely set up. So player money and player health are all nicely set up. Now I know you cannot see whether or not any of them change. Don't worry about it. In the next episode, like I said, we're going to be modifying it. Not modifying, but we're going to be adding some UI for the final episode to make it all show up on the screen, because UI is so important to show the very valuable information you need to play the game in a very nice way. So let's go ahead and we're going to be doing that next episode. But before we do that, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be actually modifying just a bit of the enemy, specifically the canvas and how it's shown in the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off in the game, and let's go ahead and spawn in a turret. You can see here that the actual health gets put slightly below the thing right here. You can see that it gets cut off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the canvas and make it so that where it says order and layer is increased by 1, or set it to 1. So now if we actually play the game, you're able to see that it goes right over any object that it has. You're able to see it just goes right over no matter what. That was a little fix there, just for some measure. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. This is the second and last episode, so expect one more episode out of the series before it's officially over. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode.